and adios. Haha, don't actually leave, dear viewer. I wasn't really saying goodbye. That was my little joke, because this is the name of the game, Adios, or to be more specific, Amazing Discoveries in Outer Space, which is a cheap game on the PS4 by Cosmic Picnic. It's on the budget end. I think it's $9.99 and a bit of a PS Plus discount this week if you get it on there. And I really quite like it. It is, as we'll see, kind of think Spelunky filtered through what I guess No Man's Sky might be like. So we're doing space hopping and trying to get to our home planet, and it's all very sort of calm and relaxed and procedural, but at the same time it's also quite stressful. So the game starts with you and your spaceship, and you're light years away from home, on a planet in this tiny solar system. In fact, this planet, this solar system is so tiny. The sun's all the way over there. My goodness. So let's zoom in here. And the ship control is all on the stick. I know I'm losing hull here. Okay, so that's not a good idea. What I want to do, I'm going to get out. I have earned the ability to get out of my spaceship. You cannot do that right away. What I want to do is, you see, I walked up to that strange freaky mushroom and I got 150 star points. The ship's warp drive is powered by pure science, which is very, very helpful, because it means that all I have to do is look for shit and scan it. I don't want to fall on those spikes, but scan that. There we go. Okay, then I go down over here. There we go. Yeah, get out of the way. Oh, there we go. Get that. Scanning a bunch of stuff will let me charge my my ship's drive. Now, I can do this from my ship, and I'm going to have to get in my ship over there if I want to scan that. But I want to be walking around as much as possible if I can. And as it turns out, I don't need to get in my ship, but I do want to get this. Oh crap, I'm stuck. Good. There we go. Nope, properly stuck, so I'm going to have to get my ship here. Luckily, if you get out, if you get stuck, if you hit triangle, you can jump to your ship. And then I'm over there, so I'm going to fly it over. You see there, the electricity bolt over there is how much fuel I have. And if you run out of fuel, unfortunately, the ship's thrusters not powered by science. So if you run out of fuel, you are dead in this game, and that is the most common way of dying. All sorts of ways you can die in this game, but that's the most common way you're gonna get done in, is if you run out of fuel. So what you want to do at this stage, very early game, is use as little fuel as possible. And then once you've gained enough science to use the warp drive, you can head out into open space, hit X, and that's going to trigger a warp jump, and that's going to take a long time, but whatever. 2, 1, 0, woo, yay! And so then we're going to head on, and now we're here. So this now is a little bit more complicated. So there's a floating rock that could bump into me and break my hull. If your hull is screwed, you also die. If you die, you also die. And if you head into the sun, you also die. So one of the things about piloting in open space, you see that arc, that trajectory that's coming off me. So that's showing if I do absolutely nothing, that's where I'm going to head. So right now I'm going to be spiraling eventually into the sun. So what you want to do is boost just enough so that my trajectory matches the orbit of that planet. And then what I can do is I can hold down L2 to speed up time a little bit, speed that process along. So there's a few asteroids here, and you definitely want to slow your descent. There you go. So lunar lander style. And there you see the dangers of being in outer space. Those asteroids will crash in. There's meteor showers, all kinds of shit to deal with, and each planet has their own concerns of temperature. You see this is quite a nice balmy 0 degrees here. There's different gravity on each of these planets, different weather conditions, different creatures, life forms you do encounter. And here I definitely want to get that barrel, but I don't want to fall on the spikes. So. Well, actually, I'll show you. Right now, you saw earlier on, I damaged my hull very, very slightly. I can choose to fix the hull. There you go, by pressing circle. That 3 damage there. I can only fix my spaceship if I'm outside of it. And if I'm hurt, I can only heal when I'm inside the spaceship. So there's that nice sort of push-pull of taking risks, and later on maybe we'll see where we have to make a daring spacewalk, depending on how this goes, to repair the ship if it all goes to pot here. But yeah, I kind of like that little dynamic of it. And the big thing is, of course you can repair, and of course you can heal, but that costs fuel. It's all about fuel with this game, so you have to be really careful about managing your, I say resources, you're managing your sole resource like down to a T, and as where possible, walk around, hit square, carry this thing over. So it really, like, what I really like about this game, and I do really like this game, is that at the start, this stuff feels almost really serene and relaxing. And there is this thing, of course, like, all of this stuff is procedural, it's all randomly generated and stuff. And so it is kind of nice just to see, even though, like, this game, let's admit it looks rubbish. But I do, you know, despite that, I do like the thrill of just venturing into space and drifting around. This is very chill, right? This, like, heading out here and then, like, setting a trajectory, and, like, it is just, like I said, kind of like how I imagine No Man's Sky will be, or like Elite is, of just being sort of very chilled out, you know? But the further we go into the game, and as resources become much more of a concern, it starts to get not like Spelunky style stress. It's more just like this creeping dread, you know, and that I really like. Yeah, I just kind of wish it was a little bit more visually polished, I guess. I want to get on that point. There we go. Because I kind of like this sort of Starfield view is pretty good, and then it's just, I think it's as much art direction as anything. I'm not a big fan of just like this hand-drawn stuff on the planets itself, and the spaceman here doesn't look that great. It just kind of reeks of, like, I don't know, cheapy iOS game. And it is a cheapy, it's a budget game, to be fair. But I think I'm almost clutching at straws. Like, if there's one thing that I really dislike about this, it's the, you know, it's the graphics. You see, I actually need to pull that shit. There's probably fuel in that cave. Yeah, but that's only, those black things are only good for one fuel. Nope, we're already stuck. Okay. Oh, I forget. Yes, I have a jetpack. I forget this, because you unlock new gadgets every now and then to use on your next run. And I forgot that I actually have a jetpack, which borrows sort of 3 fuel from your spaceship every time. And this is a low gravity planet, so there's a very real danger of jumping out of orbit and then getting swallowed by the sun. So you want to be careful of that. If you're carrying stuff, it will weigh you down a little bit, so that's cool. But yeah, as we'll see later on, what becomes handy, it might come in handy here, but I'm trying not to use it if at all possible. The spaceship has a grappling hook, and so you can use that in a situation like this to get that block out of the way. But I'd rather push it because shit. Get. No. Okay. Let's switch over. Right, you're gonna see some grappling hook action. It's really unwieldy, the grappling hook. I think, like, intentionally so. And you very often using it for this kind of situation. I probably just used more fuel pulling that rock, not quite, but almost more fuel pulling that rock out the way as I would have just not going for that rock, you know, going for that fuel thing. So yeah, what it is useful for is tethering to space junk, and if you find satellites or things like that floating in space, you can actually tether onto them and then leech energy from them. So that's pretty cool. We're coming in hot. Yeah, not too bad. Okay. So right now, nothing too bad, nothing too strenuous. And it's always considered, as I said, like it never manages. You know, it's not its goal to manage panic. It's more like just this creeping sense of, oh, I'm screwed, you know. Let's throw that. There you go. I forget I can throw that. So it's always, everything you do is very considered. It's a very good, relaxing little game, and it is, you know, it's little. I think we'll get through one play session playing here, largely because I'm rubbish at the game. There we go. See those rocks? Awful lot of science, because they're fossils, you see. So I guess those are the first sort of real life forms, as it were, that you find. And as you'll come across these items as well, like this flashing map here is going to automatically put anything of value on my HUD. So I kind of want it, I guess. But as I said, I have to make a decision. Is it really worth flying over here, pulling that out the way, you know? Is it worth it? Maybe it's worth it. Who knows? You see, it's pointing everything out on my HUD for things in this planet, and then when I'm out in space, pointing out stuff on the other planets as well. Detach that. Yep. But as it happens, yeah, I've already charged my thing, and I'm doing pretty well for fuel at the moment, so I might regret this decision later, but I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this zone. So there is risk and reward to everything. It's like, do I make this jump now? Or do I risk exploring these other planets where I could get more fuel, but of course I could burn more fuel and I could incur damage, and, you know, and that would be messy. So we've lucked out in this situation because I've spawned in on the, you know, on a sort of collision course with this planet, so that's pretty cool. You always want to position yourself so you don't go nosediving into a planet. That's when you take, like, really crap tons of damage. But conversely, I'm going to pilot over here because I don't trust my ability to make that jump. If you land on spikes, you do have a limited time while you're impaled to rush your ship over to pick yourself up. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. This guy, he seems to be in trouble. He's alright. He's alright. He's just scared. He's running away from me. So yeah, creatures run the gamut of inquisitive animals to scared animals like this one. Scared little buddy, come here. It's alright. I mean you no harm. Screw you. Guy, you made me fall down here with this barrel. God damn it. Seems like 56, 55. I only got 5 back. Oh, the struggle is real. Into the 4 light year thing. Once you get past this area, then you get a shortcut, which you would have seen at the start. So I can shortcut in to start from this point, but if you start from this point, then you're not listed on the leaderboards. And I wanted to show you the early game stuff. So this is the first asteroid field, so there's no planets in this system at all. And this is where, from this point in the game, it starts getting pretty tough, because like these asteroid fields start getting more dense and they start appearing in every field, you know, in every system, which means they start hammering planets with greater regularity. That thing doesn't have energy in it. Okay. So this bit is just going to require a little bit of nifty piloting. Now camera zooms in and out automatically, which is fine for the most part, but I think in situations like these I tend to want to be zoomed in as much as possible, so I can make sort of fine movements, and you can use the D-pad to zoom in and out manually, which I typically do. So what's interesting there, like you see, I sort of bump that, and you just sort of bump these things and they start causing a chain reaction, because like that gets thrown out of orbit, and it can be, well, pretty dangerous. I have a little bit of a fender bender there. That's alright. This is the thing, I mean, I could advance time, but at this point, it's not really going to do me any good, because I'm all in orbit, you know, I'm in sync with all of this stuff. It looks like it could have, no, it doesn't. And the thing is with this is, I really want to keep an eye out for what's that? There's an arrow on there. The arrow indicates that normally I want to be, there's something on there that I can only do in person, so I'm gonna make a risky jump here. No, I don't really know what it wants me to do. Okay, well, whatever. Oh crap! Oh crap! That's not good. That's not good. 100 degrees, not good. Suit's on fire. Get in the space. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Uh-oh. Well, you see how asteroid fields can be dangerous there. Get out. Pilot accident. Yeah, I would say being burned out by the sun counts as a pilot accident. Whoops. Oh dear. Yeah. Tell you what, why don't we let's try from the 4 light year mark and not be too curiosity killed the cat in that instance. I wasn't exactly sure what that what I could do on that rock, or what it wanted me to do on that rock, so. But usually when it's like an arrow on there like that, it means that you have to be outside your ship to do a thing. So maybe it's there's a piece of equipment I don't have yet or something. Shit. Okay, this is alright. You know, we can orbit for a little bit. We can truckle on here for a little while. And just see if anything interesting comes along. So what I want is a space station, a satellite in fairly good nick. Or a space station. But in lieu of those, I'll go and pick up this thing. Because you know, normally you want to be heading to planets for your resources, but asteroid belts have no natural resources, so as far as fuel is concerned, so we're just gonna have to hope that there's space junk that can fill that need, not just for science, but for, you know, gas, I guess. Okay, so here's something, and the light indicates that I can leech from that. So I attach onto it with my thing, and I can drain it for its energy. But also, like, doing this kind of, as you see, like, if you touch something for a long time, and as we found out to my demise before, it really wrenches it out of orbit, and in that case it lurched me out of orbit outside. But you know, if it brought me inside, then there would be big sort of probably fatal consequences for that. Let's see. I think that fuel is on. Pretty scarily close to the sun here. I don't want to dick around here too long. Oop, shit. A little bit of a heavier impact than I'd like. Can be pretty hard to tell. Is that satellite? That's the same satellite from before, you see. It's now drained of all of its energy. This could be risky. So there's a thing here, so we can get that. Okay, so my drive's online, but what I really kind of want to do is go here first and get all that stuff. Of course, while I'm doing this, I can't really move very far, and I could get... We're heading actually towards the sun a little bit, which we don't want. Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm heading right towards it. Okay, let's get out of here. Ooh, oh, no. Before we do, I could be getting way too greedy here, but these usually have like a ton of energy. Not that much. It can be pretty hard to tell which way's up there. I thought I was heading away from the sun. It really wasn't. I was heading towards it. So the best way to judge, I guess, is to look at your temperature indicator in the top right. There we go. So good. A fairly profitable trip through the asteroid belt there. Let's get out of here. You can't trigger your drive until you're kind of out of danger, basically. Which we are now, so. So this is the Odyssey mode, which is just a, you know, it's not a how far you can get mode. The objective here is to get home. It's the story mode, I guess, and it's the only mode that there is unlocked at the start. I haven't beaten it yet, so I haven't unlocked the other two. But there's a couple of extra modes that you can dabble with, which is good because there's not actually, you know, this sort of shit, these things are dangerous. I don't want to deal with these guys. But they offer the science. The science is too great. I'll try and torch them with my jets. Okay, that's not too bad. And luckily, I landed right on top of this thing, which these gold space stations offer shitloads of energy. So that's good. But yeah, it's starting to get difficult now because we're starting to see aggressive life forms. Oh yeah, okay, right. He's just a weird salesman. So what did I get? Shoes of some kind and heat protecting shirts. Oh, jolly good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you look, and before we get out of here, I'll show you the bestiary, the bestiary, how do you pronounce that word? And the sort of log and the collection of stuff that you can find, and it's not huge. Obviously, you know, some shit is more common than other shit, but you know, I haven't been playing this game for very long, and I feel like I've seen quite a lot of it, especially because, like, oh shit, don't want, definitely do not want, very risky planetary jumping, you know, we're super low gravity here. I'm just going to be very careful tapping on the old button. Yeah, I do kind of feel that you can see quite a lot of the game in not that long, especially because it doesn't look great. So it's not... After a while, after not very long, it's not like, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the next planet to see, you know, what it looks like. There isn't that kind of draw or attraction going on. It's more just, yeah, this fascinating game of resource management that's what gets you, I think, or gets me anyway. Maybe I'm alone in liking this game. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Leave your comments in the thing below and subscribe or something. I don't know. Which planet did I go to? Was it the real? I haven't been on the screen, right? It's way too much thrust I was using there. Geometry. There we go. So the controls when you're jumping very floaty, kind of deliberately slow. This isn't, you know, platforming elements, I guess, but you definitely wouldn't call this a platformer. And when you're flying, it is pure, you know, very, very, very inertia heavy. Obviously, I think Zarathustra or asteroids are a more well-known kind of example. What the dick is this? I don't know. Worth a fair bit of science there. Science points and fuel in this case. This planet's quite big. Oh, that sound was a large rock falling on my spaceship. Oh, that's rubbish. I didn't do too much damage. I'll find out when I get back on. I wonder what that crash noise was. Nope. Oh, that thing was alive. Hey, how you doing? Let me push you over. Was it that? Maybe that was actually the salesman from the other planet. Or I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Not too bad. Let's patch up the hole anyway, because we're kind of flushed. And I'm gonna do the same to heal me just a little. What the hell? All the way. Treat yourself. Okay, let's get away from this. So now we're in the position where we're going to have to go, I think, venture into the asteroid belt, because we've kind of seen all the planets at this point. And the only way to get to the quota, there you go, is by scanning one thing, so it wasn't like we were completely screwed. Okay, so this trajectory should take me out of here as long as we get past that rock. I'll speed up time. Obviously I could get there quicker if I thrust it out of there, but I really don't want to use a resource if I don't have to do anything. Alright, what do we got here now? 2 icy looking planets. And that's it. 2 icy looking planets and a bunch of rocks. I bet the rocks will do me in. The furthest I think I managed to get to the 7th light year in this game. I haven't been playing very long, to be fair, but I'm also rubbish at it. Like any game where survival is the goal, which I suppose is any game, really. You know, any of these sort of permadeath roguelites or roguelike likes that there are, I always just die. I'm just terrible at them. Right. And that thing's on spikes. Like, as much as running out of fuel sucks and does kill you, falling onto spikes does you in a good deal quicker. So yeah, I mean, one thing that there is, I mentioned before, unlocking equipment and stuff. You do unlock it at a pretty decent clip. Or I have done so far. You know, it seems every 2 or 3 runs, it's, oh, you've unlocked this new ability. And as I said before, when you start out the game, you can just fly your ship and that's it. You can't get out of it. You don't have your grappling hook. You don't have any of that stuff. And you know, and then you unlock the ability to get out, you unlock the grappling hook, you unlock the torch for being able to see on the dark side of a planet. That was a careless landing. That's the kind of thing that's gonna lose hands, sink spaceships or something like that anyway. No shit! Bad jumps. Jumps in spaceships. These bad jumps sink or float astronauts. Not even sinking. Looks like we're pretty close to the old quota here, so get this space pair. Oh, maybe not actually. Over halfway on there. What hurt me there? Jetpacked into a wall. Fuel fire. spaceship. Ooh, not too good. Oh, I think we're actually having a lucky run, if not good from a videoing point of view, in that we're not encountering too many creatures in this run, which should... some of them are friendly, but most of them are bad news. Actually not most of them, but the ones that are bad news are really bad news, and they do you in pretty quick, so... this is the worst possible scenario for syncing up with this planet. If I was smart, I'd head inward toward the sun and sort of harvest some of those asteroids before coming here, but... Shit! That was a hot landing. That was not good. But, 35 maybe? I'll heal it to 35. Man. Sometimes that happens, you know, it's like you're carrying too much momentum, coming in way too hot. And the pulls, I think, of the suns that you're working with are different per system, and so I think early on in the game they're much more predictable, and so it's just nice gentle landings, and I think that things are in this at this stage of the game a good deal more taxing, so that's not good. You know, it's not good in the moment of, oh, I've damaged my ship, but also I've cost myself a lot of resources, because, you know, I was an idiot that couldn't fly. Where did you learn to fly? Where the flip is my spaceship? Oh, it's inside this thing. Right? No? Oh, there it is. The huge smoking parlor spaceship. Now, let's see, these crates, normally you can research. Huh. Well, anyway. Okay. Sun stuff, I guess. Great. This is where it is really hairy of like, yep, plodding across straight for the sun. Because I'm out of shit to look for. Definitely would at least help with closing speed if I go with the grain and not against it. This hurtling space debris, that's probably useful. But my goodness, it's going to be pretty hot. I'm just lost. Okay. All of the shit, I cannot believe it. I mean, of course I can believe it. Like, all of the shit you could want. You would want. Right, it's right in the fucking sun, practically. Okay, get out, get out, get out. Get out, oh shit. Like, the temperature thing had me panicked, and then I boosted too fast and I just crashed into that asteroid. Bugger. Oh well, and the score doesn't matter because it's not even going to outplay. Shit. Well, anyway, that's Adios. Adios. Sayonara. yeah, if you look in the discoveries, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, you can have, there's a few different astronauts, a few different ships to unlock, you know, extra bonus stuff. But I mean, in terms of, yeah, the planetary and the life forms things, this isn't exactly going to take like months and months of exploring to uncover all of these. And you know, when you do uncover them, it's like, oh, okay. You know, it's never like wow, an amazing kind of find. There's some secrets in there, you know, to uncover, but yeah. So I mean, maybe it's not something to burn through really quickly in a long week of playing for hours at a time, but you know, just to have and dip into and dip out of every now and then, it's cool. I really like it. Could be a lot more polished, but yeah, it's pretty rad. I mean, I've been playing it here for nearly an hour now with without really feeling like it was ever that long. So yeah, it's Adios. It's cheap on PS4, and I think it's well worth a look. ChrisJohn for KaijuPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.